Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss the 2006 comedy film by Universal, American Pie Presents The Naked Mile. I only watched the unrated version of Naked Mile, Beta House, Bandcamp. I've never seen the actual like regular releases because these were just like direct to DVD sequel films. They weren't actually released in theaters. But 2005's Bandcamp, 2006 Naked Mile, 2007's Beta House, right? 5, 6, 7. I was 15, 16, 17 when each film came out respectively, right? I'm a millennial. So this was targeted for my gen, whereas Gen X was targeted for the original American Pie trilogy. Then we have this. Technically, it's in the same universe. It's the same Stifler, family. Noah Levinstein is back. Eugene Levy is back playing Noah Levinstein, Jim's dad, as a legacy of the college that is taking place, where the Naked Mile is happening. So it's all together. It's all the same universe. This brings back so much nostalgia. I watch this constantly at numerous sleepovers, numerous parties, laughed our asses off constantly. Beta House and Naked Mile are direct sequels to each other, the same actors for direct sequels to each other, which I appreciate. I like that, the consistency of the crude comedy film. So this starts out with Eric Stifler. He is played by John White. Eric is a cousin of Matt and Steve Stifler. Then their other cousin, Dwight Stifler, whose name I can't remember, the guy who plays Dwight Stifler, but he is hysterical. And all of them are so perfect within the Stifler character because Eric is not your typical Stifler. He's a good Stifler versus Dwight, who is very much like Matt and Steve, very rambunctious, sexually charged Stiflers. So Eric, inadvertently kills his grandmother with a money shot. And it's absolutely hysterical how that's the start, and it's literally Eric narrating, and that's how my grandmother died. Anyway, on to senior year, and then it's going on his senior year with his friends, and so senior of high school. So he goes with his friend Kuz and their friend Ryan to this local college where Stifler's cousin Dwight Stifler is one of like the main frat brothers of the fraternity leader of Beta House, and which is on this campus, and they are going this weekend to A, get introduced to the college life, but B, to participate in the Naked Mile, which was still started by Noah Levinstein way back in the 60s, as a protest to the man as he goes on his speech. But then it just became a Roman orgy, and then thrown in the naked bit of fun, accumulating a blowing off the steam for the students at the end of the year. So we're at the end of high school, but we're at the end of college as well. So it's fun seeing these high schoolers interact with the college kids because there's not really that big of an age difference. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 years difference between all high school seniors and, college freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. Interesting how that all works out age-wise. So Eric and his friends were going on their whirlwind adventure and participating in the Naked Mile, getting introduced to college life, getting introduced to Beta House, and it's just fun. You have this rivalry with these little people frat. They use the M word numerous times. They use the R word numerous times. We don't say those words anymore, but this is a good example of transition film because we're going from one culture into the next. We're going from words that we used to say and being corrected in live time on screen into words that we are now saying now. So it's a transition of what we can't say anymore to what we will say now. Very interesting watching that from a historical standpoint on culture. Yeah, political correctness is very interesting, especially in film. Certain films don't age well because of it, but certain films do age well because of it. This is a good example of aging well because it was corrected in real time of what we don't say anymore and what we will say moving forward. Very cool. I didn't catch that, obviously, when I was 16 watching this. Now that I'm 32 watching this, 16 years later, oh my God, this has been around for half my life. It's been around for half my life. Wow. I'm old. This movie aged well. The music is incredible. The acting was, your typical comedic acting. I thought everybody did a great job. I do appreciate the crass and humor of it, the exploring of one's sexuality, sexual orientation, exploring what likes, what dislikes within life, within, being physical in general. Very well done. Withstood straight up nostalgia for all of us millennials. the clothes, the hair, the way that they talk, the way that the slang, the tattoos, the piercings, the soundtrack, just it's just so nostalgic of high school. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. On to the next one. Mucho mahalo.